What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, lightweight, unified, world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez is backing and supporting and pushing for former IBF welterweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Special K, Kell Brook, to defeat his fellow top-ranked boxer and counterpart, undefeated three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion, and widely considered the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. That's his stablemate. They both fight under the top-ranked banner. They've both been under the top-ranked banner. And Teofimo Lopez is pushing for Kell Brook to be victorious. He tells Kell Brook via FaceTime, he tells Kell Brook to make sure he beats Terence Crawford. Remember who he is as a fighter. Be great. Be great Saturday night. Be victorious. That's very odd, seeing as though Teofimo Lopez was saying that everybody should back him because he's an American when he was going into fighting three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Vasily "High-Tech" Lomachenko. That was part of the buildup prior to this fight being made. It's very, very odd that Teofimo Lopez consistently goes against certain boxers. He just recently said that Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC reigning heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer Deontay "the Bronze Bomber" Wilder should quit crying, stop being soft, stop worrying about the injuries that he suffered, the dent in his head, get back in the gym, get back in the ring and win. He used other words to describe it. Now he's backing Kell Brook, a British fighter, to beat his stablemate, an American fighter, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Now, I'm not saying that maybe he has a relationship with Kell Brook. Maybe it's something that we haven't seen. Kell Brook is a great fighter. But I would never see British fighters telling American fighters to be great and defeat a British fighter. There's always seemed to be a disconnect when it comes to American fighters. And now we have Teofimo Lopez, who's cheering for, which seems like always the outside fighters. He was cheering and rooting for now undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury to beat Deontay Wilder. Now he's cheering for and betting on Kell Brook to beat Terence Crawford, his stablemate once again. Deontay Wilder wasn't his stablemate, fights for Premier Boxing, PBC, and Showtime and Fox. But Terence Crawford fights for ESPN and Top Rank. And it's starting to become a pattern here. I'm slightly confused, to say the least, that he would come out and just tell Kell Brook to beat Terence Crawford. Teofimo Lopez is seemingly changing as the days go on since his great victory over Lomachenko. It seems like his persona is changing every single day. Every time there's a camera there or interview, he seems to have grown this certain persona that he's adopting. Maybe he's adopting it. Maybe it's just who he is, right? But now he's backing Kell Brook. I highly doubt that Kell Brook is going to win this fight. Yes, it's the biggest name on Terence Crawford's resume. YTD to date. But Kell Brook, even before he suffered the first injury against then undefeated middleweight unified pound-for-pound fighter Gennady Triple G Golovkin, world champion, and before he lost to unified undefeated WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr., I'm under the belief that Kell Brook's style is tailor-made for Terence Crawford's style. Terence Crawford is a slick, versatile, defensive savvy, offensive savvy boxer. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw at the drop of a dime in the flow of the fight. He can make adjustments to what's taking place in the fight. He can fight on the inside, and he can also fight from the outside, and he can mix it up. We saw him fight on the inside entire fights like the Igis Kavaluskas fight, and then we saw him fight the entire time from the outside like we saw against Victor Postol. And then you see him mix it up like he did against Jose Benavidez and Jeff Horn. So he's very, very versatile. Kell Brook is very skilled. Kell Brook is very technical, and Kell Brook is very strong. He's a big welterweight. But Kell Brook is not as quick as Terence Crawford. Kell Brook doesn't have as quick enough feet to keep up with Terence Crawford and or cut the ring off. If Terence Crawford decides to fight the entire fight from the outside, Kell Brook is going to have to look for him. It's a difference than when Kell Brook fought Sean Porter, who was going to consistently just come forward. And even in the fight with Sean Porter, two-time welterweight world champion, Kell Brook did a lot of excessive holding in that fight. And then Errol Spence was seemingly looking to just break Kell Brook down and stop him. And so Errol Spence was there because he just pressed the fight all night long, using a lot of physical and mental pressure upon Kell Brook until he broke him down. Gennady Golovkin was 2 weight classes above him, so he never really respected Kell Brook, his power. So he was just flat-footed and standing in front of him, and that's his style anyway. This is the first time that we're going to see Kell Brook in the ring with somebody as versatile, somebody as slick as Terence Crawford. So I'm wondering, why is Teofimo Lopez consistently picking British fighters over the American fighters here on his soil, when everybody was pushing for him clearly to be victorious against Vasyl Lomachenko? Now, Terence Crawford did say that he thought that Vasyl Lomachenko would win the fight, but a lot of people did think that Vasyl Lomachenko was going to win the fight because he was the betting odds-on favorite. Vasyl Lomachenko is perceived as the Matrix. Vasyl Lomachenko is seen as one of the best, if not the best, pure boxer today's time. All the angles that he uses, all the footwork that he uses, confusing and frustrating his opponents to quit on the stool. So I haven't heard Terence Crawford say that Teofimo Lopez is not a good fighter or anything of that nature. He went with the betting favorite, right? A lot of people had Vasyl Lomachenko as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world over Terence Crawford. I wasn't one of those people. And I thought that Vasyl Lomachenko was going to lose to Teofimo Lopez. I picked that, and that's what it was. I actually thought that Teofimo Lopez was going to knock out Vasyl Lomachenko. And to my surprise, and to many of the boxing pundits and fans' surprise, he simply outboxed Vasyl Lomachenko for the first 7 rounds of their fight. Then in the 8th round, he decided to stand flat-footed, try to counter him, and try to sit down on his punches to try and knock out Lomachenko. But that wasn't going to work because Vasyl Lomachenko wasn't ready to go. So when he made that adjustment, Lomachenko had his best success, winning rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. Then Teofimo Lopez went back to his original game plan, started pressing the fight in the 12th round, and nearly knocked out Lomachenko. But to everybody's surprise, he was outboxing Lomachenko. And everybody thought his size, his strength, and his youth, his athletic ability was going to be the difference and was going to get a knockout should he be victorious. But instead, he was awarded a unanimous decision victory on some of the judges' scorecards was lopsided. They didn't even have Lomachenko winning more than 2 rounds. Now, I clearly thought he won 8, 9, 10, and 11. But there's some people that thought that he won round 2 as well, giving him 5 rounds. You know, so you would have saw Teofimo Lopez win 7 rounds to 5. I thought it was 8 rounds to 4. I thought he won 1 through 7, and then he lost 8 through 11. Then he won round 12. But nonetheless, when it comes to styles, Terence Crawford is all wrong for Special K Kell Brook, even, like I said, before the injuries to Gennady Golovkin and Errol Spence, because he's just so versatile. Kell Brook could be very stiff at times. Kell Brook could be very robotic at times, and Kell Brook could be very predictable at times. And it's going to be very difficult to beat a guy who's so versatile, has so many tools in the toolbox as Terence Crawford does. So Teofimo Lopez wasn't just picking due to skill set, due to, the eye test. He was seemingly picking because he just favors Kell Brook for other reasons. He told him to be great. Don't forget who you are. Remember who you used to be. Be victorious and beat Terence Crawford. So let's see how this plays out. We have less than 72 hours, and the fight will be coming. Terence Crawford versus Kell Brook, ESPN, this Saturday night. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.